welcome back to the Samantha Show. I'm your host, Samantha. You can call me Sam. Just don't call me Sammy. Don't call me Sammy Jordan because I hate that name. Okay.
Okay.
I'm here with Jordan Vega. So I have to tell you guys. So I'm sitting folding my laundry on a Sunday. I get this DM. And this guy follows me on Instagram. I was like, look, and I'm going to be honest, Jordan, sometimes people follow on Instagram, men follow on Instagram. I'm like, who's this guy? Like, what's he after? And then I start looking through the page and I turn to my husband. I'm like, this dude's trying to break a record for the most pull-ups ever. I'm like, what the hell? And I start scrolling. And then I saw that you had reached out and you're like, I would love to connect and share this story on your podcast. And I was like, yes, please, because I have 1,000 questions. So that's how Jordan and I got connected. Jordan, are you in Southern California? Did I pick that up?
Yeah, so I'm currently in Carlsbad, San Diego. So
Okay.
luckily, the weather over here is amazing. I can't complain, and I live like a mile away from the beach, so I love it down here.
You're a lucky guy. I'm in the Midwest, so we're getting ready to get into gloomy, dark season up here. So lucky for you to be in San Diego. I've only been there a couple times, but beautiful. Jordan, tell us just quickly here who you are. What are you doing? Why are you here? I'm fascinated.
Well, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jordan Vega, and this year I took on a very unique fitness challenge on my own. I wanted to set actually 3 world records this year in 2023. One is for most pull-ups completed in 30 days. My second world record is most pull-ups completed in 180 days, which is 6 months. And now I'm pursuing my third world record for most pull-ups completed in a 1-year time span. So these records have never been set before. Last year, I did all my research and I noticed that there were no pull-up records past 24 hours. There is a push-up record for most push-ups in a year. So I was like, why is there no pull-up records, but there's a push-up record? So I decided I wanted to take the challenge on and try to become the first person to try to set these world records.
That's amazing. There's no pull-up records because they're hard as hell. Okay? I work out all the time and my ass cannot do a pull-up. I actually, in light of our conversation, you should know, when I went to the gym this morning, I was like, I'm going to work on my lats today because I'm interviewing the lat guy, the pull-up guy. And they're still shaking, but I didn't do any pull-ups. I can only do the lat pull down and I can do half my body weight. So very impressive. Well, I want to talk to you all about it, but we do something on my show every single time. And so 3 things that the people need to know. So I told you about this. So you have to lay it down for us and share 3 things that you think we all need to know. So what is the first thing that the people need to know?
I think the first thing that people need to know is the power of the mind is very strong. So if you really think that you could do something, or if you think that you can't do something, then you're probably right. So if you believe in yourself and you believe that, okay, I can knock this workout out, I could get it done, then there's nothing really stopping you if you really believe that. But if it goes the same way, if you don't think you could do something, then you're probably right as well. So I always keep that to heart and always just remember that you have a lot of power in your mind, and if you believe you could do something, you're probably right.
That is I truly live my life that way. And so I really, really love that. Have you ever seen that documentary called The Secret on, I don't know if it's Hulu, Netflix?
I haven't, but I love those documentaries.
So it's all about that idea of visualization, and if you believe it, you manifest it, right? And if you believe that you can't, you're never going to get it because you channel your energy into what you do. And I actually, on the other side of my computer, I have my goals. I can see them right now, what I want to achieve by the end of the year. So I truly believe fully in that. And I think that's a very great first thing that the people need to know. What is the second thing that the people need to know?
Second thing that people need to know is just keep going, no matter what it is, whether it's you're having a bad day at work, or you're having trouble with relationships, as long as you just keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep going and don't let yourself give up or give in to those negative thoughts, then you got a shot to achieve what you want to achieve, or even push getting past that little discomfort or whatever you're going through. So I always try to remember to always keep one foot in front of the other, and eventually the storm or whatever you're going through will eventually end.
I really like to hear that too, because life is not easy regardless of what it is, whether it's you're working toward a goal or you're literally just living life. Like, you're going to have tough days in addition to great days. And so that it's just so important, like to your point, to keep pushing through, because there's another day, there's another side. We just got to get to it. So I think that's
exactly.
Really great. And what's the third thing that people need to know? And then I want to ask you all the questions about pull-ups.
The third thing is I just try to live my day with a smile on my face, like no matter what's going on. Like, people think I wake up every day and I am like torturing myself, like doing with these workouts. But you know what? I took on this challenge. I decided to like push myself this hard, and I know that like this is all on me, but I just try to do it with a good attitude, do it with a smile on my face, and even if it's a fake smile, I feel like it just does a lot, because when you like exert emotions, I feel like it does a lot to yourself, and it could just make yourself a little bit happier. So
yeah, it kind of goes back even to your first point about like just manifesting and visualizing and going after what you want. And it's like, if you are looking for joy or you're looking for happiness, like you express that emotion, you channel it. But if you're like sulking and you're not, then that's what you're going to feel. So
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is really great. And this is a great then segue to talk about how you keep your spirits up doing 1,000 pull-ups a day. So I feel like you need to start from the beginning. It's hard because I've been listening to your podcast all day. So I'm like, did we talk about this, or I just listened to it? We haven't talked about anything. So explain what the number one question is. Who wakes up and decides that this is the goal they want to set? So can you just kind of walk us through like what brought you to this point and this goal?
Yeah. So last year I was just really struggling with my mental health, pretty much across the board with my relationships, my work, my fitness. I was like 45 pounds heavier than I am right now last year. And I was just in a really bad mental place. And I felt like I just had so much more to give. And at that point in my life last year, right around this time, I was currently studying for my CPA, because I'm in accounting, and that's what I do during the day when I'm not doing any pull-ups.
Right.
But yeah, so last year I was studying for my CPA. I spent over like 500 hours preparing for the first test. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm not super passionate about like accounting and pursuing this in the future. I know it's a good job. I know that like it pays the bills, but I kind of realized that money really isn't everything. And I just thought, what if I put all my time and effort into something I truly care about and I really love doing? I just focused on myself. I really asked myself, what do I like to do? And some of the biggest things that came up was competition. I love competition. I love working out. I love just the feeling after I work out when I'm done, and I just feel really accomplished with myself. And there was one day where I just had a really bad day at work, and I told myself I'm not going to leave the gym until I can't do any more pull-ups. And about a couple hours later, I ended up doing 500 pull-ups that day. And I'm like, wow, like it was the first time in like months where I was just really impressed with myself and happy with myself. And then from there, I just started researching pull-up records. And I'm like, well, there's no way I could break the 24-hour pull-up record right now. So how long would it take me in order to break that record if I really put all my full effort into training? And I was like, I think it'll take me a little bit over a year. So then I was like, I wonder what the world record is for most pull-ups in a year. And then I did all my Google searches, and everything came up blank. No one ever tried to set a world record for most pull-ups in a year. at this time, I was like, it'd be really cool to break the 24-hour Guinness pull-up record, but I'm not ready. I need to train. I need more time to figure out if I could do that. So then I just contacted Guinness to see what the process is to set a new world record. And if you think about world records, you think about Guinness because they're the most well-known.
But we got the books at the house.
Unfortunately, since Guinness has such a big brand name, to set a new record that is currently not in their record book, I would have to pay like a significant amount of money. So
yeah, you got to tell me, because I heard this on a previous podcast. How much did they want you to pay to have that new record?
To set one new world record with Guinness that is currently not in their record book, they told me it would be $18,000 up front for one world record. And I didn't have that in my budget. Luckily, I don't want to confuse anybody, because if there is a record in Guinness's record book, you could attempt to break that record for free. It's just I'm trying to set a new world record that no one's ever set before. So just having Guinness's publicity and their name behind that, I think that's why it would cost so much.
That's crazy, though. When I heard that earlier, my jaw dropped. I'm like shocked by that. But name brand recognition, there's always a price tag.
Exactly.
Okay, so then explain to us where this world record is happening and how this is working.
Yeah, so luckily, I just researched Guinness's biggest competitors, and I came across a company called World Record Academy. So this is my first world record that I set. It was most pull-ups completed in 30 days, 31,125.
Oh my gosh.
In 30 days. So luckily they gave me a great opportunity to set 3 world records with them. And I just took them up on that opportunity. And that's kind of where everything started from there.
That is wild. Okay, so you set this world record, and listen, you have I feel you on the goal setting. Like, I am such a firm believer, and I like setting big goals. So goals behind my computer screen or a conversation for another day, but those are my very big goals. So I get the drive. And you actually, I heard you say something on a different podcast episode that I wrote down, because I'm like, that is always my mindset. And it was no one can outwork me. And that is always when I set a goal, I'm like, sure, I may not have the skill set yet or the talent, but I know that I'm going to put more time and energy into this than anybody else will. So as soon as you said that, I was like, I feel that. So you make this, you set up your mind. So I totally get the mindset. So you set this goal, and then how do you even get started? You did 500. Did you just on January 1, you jumped into 1,000? Did you have to train to even get up to that point? What did that look like to get us started?
So I got the idea around Thanksgiving time last year. And I wanted to start January 1st. So I pretty much only gave myself 1 month to figure out how to set a new world record and to get be able to do well and not embarrass myself. My main goal, I think at the beginning of the year, was I just don't want to embarrass myself, because I haven't really been on social media for months. I have no one's really seen me. I've been really quiet, and then out of nowhere, boom, January 1st. Oh, hey everyone, I'm back. I'm going to set 3 world records. So I think for the first month, my main goal was not to embarrass myself, or to do what I said I was going to do, and just try to be the best inspiration I can be for the people that are following me. And then once I get through the month record, I could kind of see how I feel and take it from there. I wasn't even thinking about world record 2 or world record 3 back then, but okay. I definitely think during the first month, 1, it was a lot of pride. 2, I was motivated at that time to wake up every day and do my workouts and do what I said I was going to do. And 3, it was kind of it's kind of like my legacy too. It's on me. So it's I want this project to be something that I build for my legacy and something that people will remember me by. So that's kind of what I had in mind.
So you get started, you do this first month, which I totally can appreciate like the adrenaline, the pride around it. Like a month is 30 days, like,
Hmm.
and that's a long time for some people, but it's like a manageable amount of time. Not to do 1,000 pull-ups a day if you're me, but if you're you, maybe. But then, yeah, so you achieved this first one. So let me just like go back. So you achieved this first world record. Did you celebrate? Like what you like get the first one done? Like what do you do? You call your mom? Like you call your sister? Like how do you celebrate the first world record?
So for the first one, it was really cool. I I got a whole bunch of family and friends come to my place, and they saw me reach my 30-day goal. And we also had like a couple of news outlets that come out
Oh, fun.
to to do like a little excerpt on me. And I think even having the news come out, I think that was just a little bit extra motivation
Yeah.
because like now I'm on the news, like now I'm starting to get some credibility. But I wasn't really satisfied. I was proud of myself that I said I was going to do, but I knew I had a lot more in me. I knew like I wanted to keep training for this 24-hour record because that's my goal in 2024 to pursue that 24-hour record. Because I feel like that's the peak of pull-ups. If you could break the 24-hour record, then that is like the pinnacle of pull-ups, and it's the most well-known pull-up record. So after 30 days, I was proud, but I wasn't satisfied. I knew I wanted to see how like long I could go. I was like, okay, like my intention was definitely not to do 1,000 pull-ups every single day. um, I kind of wanted just to see how far I could go. And then after the first world record, I kind of just took it a day at a time. I knew if I looked ahead of myself, I would definitely get overwhelmed.
Sure.
And yeah, then my mind starts going to different places. I start freaking out. I just realized I got to wake up, don't think about pull ups at all, try to recover, get the right nutrition, try to get enough sleep and rest. And then when it's time to work out, it's time to work out. And then that's like all my focus. So I try to wake up and I try not to think about pull ups at all because it takes up most of my day and my mental space. So I've learned to just block it out, take it a day at a time. I feel like there's a whole bunch of hurdles that come my way. That's
So
kind of what I've been
I
doing.
have some questions about still like training and what that looks like. But one of the big pieces that I've been really curious about that, and I only listened to 2 other podcast episodes, but like what do you do outside of pull-ups? So you're an accountant, but like you get some sleep. Like, do you have time for social? Or like you said, like you try to not think about pull-ups. So admittedly, again, it's a little bit different, but like I'm very I have a lot of identity in my job with CycleBar as a senior master instructor. Like that's how people know me in my community, and that's what they know me for. And you're like the CycleBar girl and stuff. So like my goal in the past year has been trying to at least find my own identity outside of that and that mental disconnection, even though I'm incredibly passionate about it and want to keep doing it. But like how do you let go of that thought and like that constant obsession over like pull-ups to where you can like mentally disconnect so that you can keep going without facing burnout? What does that look like outside of pull-up time?
Yeah, so luckily I have a really close, tight knit circle.
It's amazing.
Mostly just consists of my parents, my brother, my sister in law, my dog Evan. Luckily, me and my close buddies, we always hop on like a daily FaceTime, which does a lot just for my mental health. So that's pretty much what it's been since the entire year. I've like tried to go on like a few dates, but man, to be honest, I probably wouldn't be like a good boyfriend at this time.
Like I'm busy. I'm
Yeah, so
busy.
it's
I got
like,
things. So
but
you have a job, right? Like do you have to go into an office? Do you get to work from home?
yeah, luckily I work remote. So I
Okay.
think that's pretty much the only way I've been able to do this every single day.
Sure.
So I just wake up, do my normal accounting workload, and then yeah, after work, pretty much have dinner, and I get started on my workout.
So it's an evening thing for you.
Yes, it used to be a morning thing, but I needed to prioritize my sleep, make sure I get like enough sleep so I could be able to recover and be able to do my workouts.
I'm glad you brought up the sleep piece because that was something I found pretty fascinating on another episode that you were talking on was the value of sleep in your recovery and the importance of sleep. And I think sleep is so important. So can you share a little bit about how you have noticed that the amount of sleep you get impacts your ability to like properly execute your pull-ups and all the things?
Man, it's been huge. Last year I'd say like, oh, I could run on 4 or 5 hours of sleep, be totally fine.
That's what my husband tells me when he's out playing video games all night. Yeah, I can run on 3 hours of sleep. You're like, yeah, babe, sure.
I mean, you can, but the next day you're just going to be you're not going to be functioning properly, and like you're not going to be functioning to your peak performance. And I realized when I was waking up early in the morning, like I was only getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep. There was a good three week period where I felt like I was making no progress at all. I felt like I wasn't getting stronger. I felt like my workouts were just getting longer. And I'm like, okay, like something's up. Like usually after a 3 week period, I should be getting a little bit better. I feel like I progressed somehow. And during that 3 week period, I felt like my body was kind of just shutting down. I wasn't really progressing at all. And I was like, okay, I need to figure out a different way to go about my workout. So instead of waking up early in the morning every day before work, I would sleep in and then just do my workouts at night. And I just noticed just having that 2 extra hours of sleep every day was huge for my mental health. I was able to perform a lot higher. I was starting to improve a little bit. And I was able to push through that wall that I was hitting. It was just because I was tired and I needed sleep.
Yeah, sleep. I feel like people who know how important it is know it, but if they don't, people who don't know it, it's underrated. Like sleep is so important for exercise. And I always tell people too, I teach early morning classes, the 5:30 a.m. classes, but I tell my riders all the time, like, if your body is screaming at you to sleep, like, please sleep. Like, we will be here next week. Like that is your priority. So I think that's a really great note for anybody to be getting their sleep in. So let me ask you a question. What is the 24-hour pull-up record?
So right now it is 8,008. But by the time I get to it, which is probably going to be around March or April of next year, I think it will be closer to 10 or 11K. So right now there's a lot of good competitors going after it. And I'm pretty sure it will be broken before I attempt it. So yeah, no matter what number it is, I'm still going to go after it. I think I got a chance. And as long as it's below 15,000, I think I could do it.
You can do whatever, right? Like as long as you say in your mind, you're like, you just tell yourself, doesn't matter what it is, I'm going to beat it. You'll beat it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So tell me where you're at on track with this year goal. How many days are we at? What's our count at right now?
Yeah. So right now I've done 275 days in a row of 1,000+ pull-ups, and I'm over 300,000 pull-ups for the year. I think it's 304 around there. And I got 90 more days left in the journey and left in the year. And my goal for the end of the year is to hit 400,000 pull-ups.
Christmas. Okay, but here's my question for you. Are you proud of yourself right now?
Yes, I'm so proud of myself. I definitely didn't think I would be able to get this far. I feel like each day I'm surprising myself. Yeah, surprising myself every day because I feel like there's always a new hurdle that I just go through and I just keep putting one foot in front of the other. It's crazy. Usually I feel like I'm so critically hard on myself. Up until this year, there were very few instances in my life where I was like super proud of myself and happy that I'm pushing through and I'm giving it my all. No matter what happens at the end of the year, I could honestly say that I gave it my all. So I got no regrets in this. And I'm happy about myself. And it's definitely changed my life in amazing ways.
I think that that's incredible, and that is really important. I mean, I feel with every ounce of my being that you will crush your goal by the end of the year, and I have no doubt you'll break the 24-hour record. I can just feel it in your energy, Jordan. You're committed. But I think it's good to like already be so proud of the progress and the growth and like where you started. I mean, this is like mind blowing. So let me ask you, because I've been really curious too, like injuries, like how like are you staying away, like have you got COVID this year, like how, like what do you do? You're like, don't come near me, I don't have time to be sick or injured. But like, what are some hurdles you've faced maybe physically that have made it more challenging to get through this, besides the obvious of doing 1,000 pull-ups every day?
So I think the biggest thing, I feel like it's just been a constant pain and probably a constant injury. I have tendonitis in my elbows. So I think that's what's just been the most annoying pain. Two, I get a lot of knots in my back. So I have to go to the chiropractor a good amount of times just so they could try to get the knots out and readjust my back. Luckily, I have a great chiropractor, so that really helps. My hands, I feel like they're always torn up. As you could see, my hands don't look like the normal hands. I have one big callus around here, so usually people have small like individual calluses, but now it's just like one big callus. And I constantly have tears. Like tears on my finger are the worst because I feel it every day and I don't really give it a chance to heal. So
how could you? Yeah.
there's been a cut on my finger that I've had for about 2 months now, and it just keeps reopening. So I have to constantly just like make sure I put like peroxide or like anti-infectant in there so it doesn't get infected.
Do you like tape your hands at all? Like, do you tape them up, or like, can you, or is that cheating, or what? What are the rules?
Yeah, so I tape them up. The thing is, when I take the tape off, if I have a cut, like it's just going to reopen. So what I've been doing is showering with the tape on after my workouts to kind of slowly get the tape off. But ripping the tape, like since the tape is so sticky, taking the tape off is the worst part.
Yeah. Wow. So then too, tell me a little bit about like, do you stretch? I heard you on one podcast say you take like ice baths. Like, how do you like calm down the muscles every single day?
So what helps me the most besides sleep on recovery is the sauna. So I have to sauna every single day. Luckily, I have an old sauna that my parents have had for like 15 years that I kind of adopted.
We would need it. There we go.
Exactly. That's what my dad said. He was like, I told you all this time that we're going to need it for something. And he was right.
Yeah.
But I use that like twice a day, once in the morning and then once after my workout, or sometimes even 3 times a day if I really need it. But I've just noticed that really hydrating in the sauna, getting the right fluids, getting all the lactic acid out of me, that's probably the best. If I didn't have the sauna, it'd be really difficult to do this amount of output every single day. But the sauna helps the most. And I feel like the sauna has been a good reason why I haven't really gotten sick. So if I do get sick or feel kind of off in the morning, I'll just make sure I get a gallon of water and get the right electrolytes and then hop in there. And I feel like that's the only reason why I haven't really gotten sick all year also.
So let me ask you too about, so this is kind of another piece of this. This is a little bit more about like the public piece of it. So I know you have, tell me a little bit about the Set the Bar project.
I wanted to take on this project. I didn't really care when I started about the awards or the world records itself. My main goal was to just try to be a good inspiration to everybody, kind of just set the bar for everyone. That's kind of where I got the name. Since I struggled with mental health last year, I wanted to pick an organization that is like really dear to me. And I picked this organization called NAMI, who is centered around mental health and mental illness. And I have a GoFundMe on my Instagram page and Go links. Yeah, all the donations that I get for the project, I'll be directly donating to NAMI. It's great because they really help people who are struggling with mental health and mental illness. They really try to help people right now. And when I was struggling, I really just needed the help that I could get at that time when I was struggling. That's why I picked it. The organization is in NAMI, San Diego, so a few miles away from me, and I have a good relationship with them, and they're just a great company to be associated with.
Awesome. I think that's really good. I think it adds just another layer of importance to what you're doing, and what a nice way to like take this and use it for good and to spread awareness, which I think is so important. So I really love to hear that. So, okay, this is another question here now about your social media, because I've talked to some people about building your following and social media and stuff like that. I feel like the day I got a DM from you, you were in the 3,000s with followers. And then when I went the other day, I was like, he's in the 4,000s. Like, you're picking up followers pretty fast. Now, I see that you've done some podcasts and things like that. How are you growing your following on social media? I mean, I think anybody who comes across this is like, I need to see this through with him. But like, how have you been building your following on social media?
I think a lot of people are just spreading the word. I keep hitting these big milestones, like 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. And then they'll check in on maybe like day 60, or they'll be like, oh, I'm going to go back and see like if you're still going at the end of the year. So then they come back and be like, oh, wow, like you're still going. You haven't like quit yet. The streak is still alive. So I think a lot of it's just been word of mouth. And also, I mean, I live stream every single one of my workouts every single day. So I constantly have people hopping on stream and talking to me, distracting me from doing my pull-ups. But it's great. I get to interact with them. I always get messages every day like, hey, when's the workout going to start? I want to hop on and do some pull-ups with you. Mostly just been word of mouth. And I think a lot of people are attempting the 24-hour record soon. So I've become popular in the pull-up community because I don't think many people are putting up the numbers that I'm putting up. So word of mouth, just constantly going on YouTube Live every single day. And then, the pull-up community. I didn't even know there was a pull-up community before I started, but
that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. You know, I'm always surprised at there are literally communities for anything, anywhere. So like I always say, like, yeah, like in the cycle bar community, like everybody knows Samantha, but like I can go to my grocery store, like nobody knows who I am in my hometown, you know? And I recently got into pageantry, which is where some of my goals lie. And like it's its own community that everybody knows. And like, who knew there was like a pull-up community? But I believe it. I believe it. So you're streaming on YouTube, not Instagram, right?
Yeah. So okay. YouTube has just been the easiest for me to live stream every single workout. Since it is a world record, I got to make sure I document every single repetition. I have my own logbook. And I got to make sure that every rep that I do is time stamped to the exact minute. So yeah, YouTube, it just gives you more features to have like a time, a date, and multiple camera angles. So that's why I like using it.
So YouTube, if somebody wanted to like follow a live stream, is it just your name, or is it how do we find you?
If you search Set the Bar Project, one word, then you'll find me. Yeah, every single day I got all my live videos there.
Are you flexible like in the time that you start, or do you like start almost every day at 6 p.m. Pacific or like whatever it is?
Yeah, so I start around 6:30, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yeah. So a little bit later for the people on the East Coast.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm way asleep because I teach those 5 a.m. classes by then. But maybe one of these days. Well, I think that's really amazing. I still have like so many questions, but admittedly, most of my podcast episodes are only about 30 minutes long. So I do want to wrap this up, but we'll definitely be following your journey, Jordan, and maybe I can have you back early next year.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'm really curious to see like maybe how your work out changes when you're then going for time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I'm assuming it'll change, right? Like once you start really gunning for the 24-hour, that's a different type of training, right?
Yeah. So For that, I'm going to have to incorporate rest days, but I'm going to do higher
Yeah.
number reps. So
Yeah.
I'll
Definitely.
probably be doing like 3,000, 4,000 a day, just at a lot faster. But I'm going to need rest days and recovery days to make sure that I'm not like torturing my body.
Yeah. Well, then to your point too, it's like the sleep and the rest, the recovery. And I notice it myself, like with riding, because I ride a lot on the bike. It's like when I have a couple days off, I'm so much stronger when I come back to class. Like, and I can go so much harder and so much further and faster. And like, it is just different. So, okay. Well, I am rooting for you. This is like the craziest thing ever, but I love it for you. I love your mindset as someone who is incredibly goal driven myself. I get it. Like, I get it. And I love that nobody can outwork you. That is always my mindset when I do something. I'm like, I'm going to get it because nobody's going to work harder than me to get it. So, I like to close every episode with giving my guests an opportunity just to leave us with like one final message, words of wisdom, anything that you want somebody at the end of the day to take away from this. What would that be?
Just keep pushing. It was one of the things I started out with, and just keep pushing. Put one foot in front of the other. Don't let yourself quit, because if you truly have a goal and it really means a lot to you, there's going to be a lot of hurdles and a lot of times where you're going to feel like you want to give up and you feel like you don't have anything more to give. But what I could say is just put one foot in front of the other. Ask yourself if you could take one more step. For me, usually that answer is yes. And I just try to keep moving and put a smile on my face. So don't give up, keep pushing, and the storm eventually ends.
That's right. Well, Jordan, thank you so much for coming on, sharing your story. Everybody else who's listening, I hope you have a great day because you deserve it.